Committee Rules. Adult Skating. ASCR 1.00 Authority. ASCR 1.01 The Adult Skating Committee is a permanent committee pursuant to Article 16, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure. Skating Bylaws. ASCR 2.00 Organization. ASCR 2.01 The Adult Skating Committee will consist of the chair, a vice chair for each section, other assigned vice chairs and such other members as are appointed in accordance with Article 18 of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. ASCR 2.02 The sectional vice chairs and other assigned vice chairs will be responsible for the duties and functions assigned to them by the chair. ASCR 3.00 Responsibility. ASCR 3.01 The Adult Skating Committee will A. Encourage and support the growth of figure skating for adults. B. Create and encourage the creation of programs addressing the needs of the adult skating community, including the composition and manner of performance of all singles, pairs and ice stance tests for adult skaters not specifically delegated to the singles, pairs and dance committees. C. Work in conjunction with the Competitions Committee to continue the development of the U.S. adult figure skating championships and other adult competitive opportunities. Athlete Development. ADCR 1.00 Authority. ADCR 1.01 The Athlete Development Committee is a permanent committee pursuant to Article 16, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure. Skating Bylaws. ADCR 2.00 Organization. ADCR 2.01 The Athlete Development Committee is organized into 4 subcommittees: Dance Development, Pairs Development, Singles Development and Synchronized Development. ADCR 2.02 The committee will consist of a chair and 4 national vice chairs, 1 for each subcommittee named in ADCR 2.01. In addition, each subcommittee will have the following members. A. The chairs of the following committees to serve as members of their disciplines subcommittee. 1. The chair of the Dance Committee. 2. The chair of the Pairs Committee. 3. The chair of the Singles Committee. 4. The chair of the Synchronized Skating Committee. B1 Judge. C1 Technical Panel Official. D3 Coaches, 1 from each section. E2 Athlete Representatives. F1 Member from either the International Committee or the Synchronized Management Subcommittee. G2 Additional members as selected by the Chair and the National Subcommittee Vice Chair. In addition to the 2 athlete representatives, 1 of the other members of each subcommittee must be an athlete as defined in Article 21, Section 2, of the Bylaws. ADCR 3.00 Responsibility. ADCR 3.01 To create objectives and programs to foster the growth, development and long-term success of ice dance, pairs, singles and synchronized skating athletes. Athletes Advisory. AACR 1.00 Authority. AACR 1.01 The Athletes Advisory Committee is a permanent committee pursuant to Article 16, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure. Skating Bylaws. AACR 1.10 Organization. AACR 1.11 The members of the Athletes Advisory Committee will be elected annually each spring as follows. A. Athletes meeting the definition of Article 22, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws will elect those athletes meeting the definition in Article 22, Section 2, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws to serve as members of the committee for a period of 1 year and will number no more than 50. 1. Those elected must be at least 18 years of age and must be equally divided among ladies, men, pairs, ice dance and synchronized skating. 2. Athletes elected must not have competed for another country within the prior 2 years. 3. Athletes elected to serve on the Athletes Advisory Committee will serve as delegates to the Governing Council held the year after the annual election. 4. The process and conduct of the annual elections of members of the Athletes Advisory Committee will be determined by U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters in conjunction with the chair of the Athletes Advisory Committee and presented to the Athletes Advisory Committee for approval annually. The approved election procedures will be posted on the U.S. Figure Skating members-only website at usfsonline.org by March 1 each year. Approved procedures will include, at minimum, the methods of notification, voting, tie-breaking, audit and the schedule. ASCR 2.00 Responsibility. ASCR 2.01 The Athletes Advisory Committee will act as a collecting base for the viewpoints and ideas of individuals who are actively engaged in athletic competition in figure skating or who have represented the United States in international athletic competition in figure skating within the preceding 10 years, and conduct informational meetings from time to time in implementation thereof. B. Identify from among the elected members of the Athletes Advisory Committee those persons who will serve as the athlete members of the Board of Directors, as the chair of the Athletes Advisory Committee and the athlete members of the Nominating Committee. C. Elect USAC athlete representatives who will serve until the next quadrennial meeting or until their successors are elected. The Athletes Advisory Committee shall finalize the USAC athlete representative election process by December 1 before the new Olympic quadrennial starts. D. Make recommendations for the nomination of the figure skating members of U.S. Figure Skating and ISU, as well as for the selection of staff personnel of teams to represent U.S. figure skating in international competition. E. Establish rules, procedures and guidelines for carrying out Athletes Advisory Committee functions. F. Make recommendations to the President for appointment of athlete members to committees. Audit. ASCR 1.00 Authority. ASCR 1.01 The Audit Committee is a permanent committee pursuant to Article 16, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. ASCR 2.00 Organization. ASCR 2.01 The Audit Committee shall consist of at least 3 and not more than 5 members, a majority of whom shall not be members of the Board of Directors. ASCR 2.02 The President shall appoint the members, with the approval of the Board of Directors. ASCR 2.03 Each member of the Audit Committee must a. Be free of any material relationship that would interfere with the exercise of their independent judgment. B. Meet any other requirements for independence, expertise or qualifications as set forth in policies and procedures established by and for the Audit Committee. ASCR 2.04 The members of the Audit Committee will designate the chair of the committee. ASCR 3.00 Responsibility. ASCR 3.01 The Audit Committee shall provide assistance to the Board of Directors with respect to matters involving the financial reporting, internal control, auditing, tax return and related legal compliance functions of U.S. figure skating. ASCR 3.02 The jurisdiction of the Audit Committee shall include activities pertaining to oversight of a. The integrity of U.S. figure skating financial statements and financial and tax reporting, including review of the financial reporting and accounting standards and principles of U.S. figure skating. B. The qualifications, selection, engagement and independence of U.S. figure skating independent auditors. C. The performance of U.S. figure skating independent and internal audit functions. ASCR 3.03 In order to fully and properly discharge its responsibilities, the Audit Committee shall establish written policies and procedures that are reasonable, necessary and customary for an audit committee of a national nonprofit organization to include, but not by way of limitation, which pertain to a. The qualifications and expertise of its members. B. Frequency of meetings of the committee and procedures for the conduct of meetings. C. Review of matters within the jurisdiction of the committee and discussion thereof with management, staff and the independent auditor of U.S. figure skating. D. The manner and means of carrying out the responsibilities and duties of the committee in accordance with the bylaws of U.S. figure skating and applicable law. E. Reporting to U.S. Figure Skating Board of Directors and Governing Council. F. The proper means of protecting confidential information and any matter that comes to the attention of and or is dealt with by the committee in carrying out matters within its jurisdiction. Coaches. CCR 1.00 Authority. CCR 1.01 The Coaches Committee is a permanent committee pursuant to Article 16, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. CCR 2.00 Responsibility. CCR 2.01 It shall be the responsibility of the Coaches Committee to A. Promote the ethical and professional conduct of all coaches and advance instruction and coaching of figure skating at all levels from Learn to Skate USA to international competition. B. Work in cooperation with the Professional Skaters Association in order to communicate, in a timely manner, the vital information and rule changes of U.S. figure skating and the ISU to the coaching community and assist in their efforts as the coaches organization to provide seminars, workshops, national conferences, video aids, manuals and certification for all levels of coaching. C. Strengthen the membership base by providing a strong membership package to encourage coaches at all levels to join the program. D. Involve coaches in U.S. figure skating through committees, board of directors and other policymaking areas. E. Recognize coaching accomplishments in partnership with the PSA through annual awards and other methods. Collegiate Program. CPC 1.00 Authority. CPC 1.01 The Collegiate Program Committee is a permanent committee pursuant to Article 16, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. CPC 2.00 Responsibility. CPC 2.01 It is the responsibility of the Collegiate Program Committee A. To encourage and promote figure skating in colleges and universities through U.S. figure skating programs. B. To assist colleges and universities and the skaters attending such institutions in the development of skating programs and competitions as a part of the school's curricula. Compensation. CPCR 1.00 Authority. CPCR 1.01 The Compensation Committee is a permanent committee pursuant to Article 16, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. CPCR 2.00 Organization. CPCR 2.01 The Compensation Committee shall consist of at least 3 and not more than 5 members, all of whom shall be members of the Board of Directors. CPCR 2.02 The President shall appoint the members, with the approval of the Board of Directors. CPCR 2.03 Each member of the Compensation Committee must A. Be free of any material relationship that would interfere with the exercise of their independent judgment. B. Meet any other qualifications as set forth in policies and procedures to be established by and for the Compensation Committee. CPCR 2.04 The President shall appoint the chair of the Compensation Committee. CPCR 3.00 Responsibility. CPCR 3.01 The Compensation Committee shall provide assistance to the Board of Directors with respect to matters involving A. The selection of the Executive Director. B. The compensation structure and evaluation process for the Executive Director of U.S. Figure Skating, and C. Policies concerning compensation and benefit programs offered to U.S. figure skating employees. CPCR 3.02 In order to fully and properly discharge its responsibilities, the Compensation Committee shall establish written policies and procedures that are reasonable, necessary and customary for a compensation committee of a national non-profit organization to include, but not by way of limitation, which pertain to A. The qualifications and expertise of its members. B. Frequency of meetings of the committee and procedures for the conduct of meetings. C. Review of matters within the jurisdiction of the committee and discussion thereof with the officers and board of directors of U.S. figure skating, including periodic review and analysis of the reasonableness of U.S. figure skating executive compensation structure and U.S. figure skating compensation and benefits programs, using relevant market benchmarks and survey data. D. The manner and means of carrying out the responsibilities and duties of the committee in accordance with the bylaws of U.S. figure skating and applicable law. E. Reporting to U.S. Figure Skating Board of Directors and Governing Council. F. The proper means of protecting confidential information and any matter that comes to the attention of and or is dealt with by the committee in carrying out matters within its jurisdiction. Competitions. CR 1.00 Authority. CR 1.01 The Competitions Committee is a permanent committee pursuant to Article 16, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. CR 2.00 Organization. CR 2.01 The Competitions Committee shall consist of the following chairs and vice chairs that are appointed in accordance with Article 18 of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. A. The chair duties are detailed in Articles 16 and 17 of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. 1. A sectional vice chair from each section, duties specifically assigned to them by these rules as well as other duties delegated by the chair. 2. A regional vice chair from each region. B. A national vice chair for the Referee Education Subcommittee. 1. The Referee Education Subcommittee shall administer the referees' examination, schedule and provide curriculum materials for referees' schools and engage in other activities designed to encourage the development of referees. C. A National Vice Chair for Accountants, oversees the activities of the 3 sectional vice chairs for accountants, as well as other duties delegated by the chair. 1. A sectional vice chair for accountants from each section, duties assigned to them by these rules, as well as other duties delegated by the chair. D. A national vice chair for the Synchronized Skating Competitions Subcommittee. 1. The Synchronized Skating Competitions Subcommittee shall oversee the operation and conduct of synchronized skating competitions in the United States. 2. A sectional vice chair for synchronized skating competitions from each section, performs those functions specifically assigned to them by these rules, as well as other duties delegated by the chair. E. A national vice chair for the Collegiate Championships, oversees the operation and conduct of the U.S. Collegiate Figure Skating Championships. F. A national vice chair for Adult Championships, oversees the operation and conduct of adult competitions in the United States. G. A national vice chair of Technical Accounting, responsible for certifying all competition software, oversees the certification/removal and activities of the technical accountants, as well as other duties delegated by the chair. H. A national vice chair for the Music Subcommittee. 1. The Music Subcommittee shall oversee the organization, staffing and training necessary for the playing of music at U.S. Figure Skating Championships and other championships and competitions requested by the Competitions Committee. 2. A sectional vice chair for music from each section. I. A national vice chair for announcers, oversees the staffing, training and recommendations for announcers to serve at U.S. Figure Skating Championships and at such other championships and competitions requested by the Competitions Committee. J. A national vice chair for theatrical skating competitions, oversees the operation and conduct of theatrical skating competitions in the United States. K. A national vice chair for ice technicians. L. A national vice chair for non-qualifying competitions, oversees the standard non-qualifying announcement. M. The chair of the Judges Committee shall be an ex officio member. N. The immediate past chair of the Competitions Committee, or a member of said committee designated as the past chair's representative, shall be an ex officio member of the committee. CR 3.00 Jurisdiction. CR 3.01 U.S. Figure Skating has jurisdiction over and sanctions all U.S. figure skating competitions held on ice in the United States as set forth in these rules, with the following exceptions. A. Those actions specifically reserved to the Governing Council. B. Those actions reserved to the Board of Directors in accordance with U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. C. The manner of conduct of international competitions held in the United States, which are governed by the regulations of the International Skating Union. CR 3.02 The Competitions Committee. A. Grants sanctions in accordance with Rule 1122. B. May make exceptions to these general rules for sanctioned competitions to fit local conditions only with the consent of the chair or appropriate sectional or regional vice chair of the Competitions Committee, and these exceptions must be specified in the announcement. CR 3.03 The Competitions Committee is responsible for A. The selection of officials for all qualifying competitions except those selections specifically delegated to the Selections Committee. B. The appointment, promotion, demotion, removal, education, conduct, qualification and performance of referees, accountants, including technical accountants, music coordinators and announcers. CR 3.04 The authority and jurisdiction over sectional, regional and non-qualifying competitions granted to the Competitions Committee by these rules shall be exercised without limitation by the sectional or regional vice chairs of the committee, subject to the general supervision of the chair. CR 4.00 Authority and jurisdiction of the Synchronized Skating Competitions Subcommittee. CR 4.01 U.S. Figure Skating has jurisdiction over and sanctions all U.S. figure skating synchronized skating competitions held on ice in the United States as set forth in these rules, with the following exceptions. A. Those actions specifically reserved to the Governing Council. B. Those actions reserved to the Board of Directors in accordance with the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. CR 4.02 The Competitions Committee specifically delegates authority to the Synchronized Skating Competitions Subcommittee. 2. A. Place synchronized skating competitions in the United States, and B. Select officials for those competitions not otherwise delegated to the Selections Committee. See Rule SCR 3.05. CR 4.03 The manner of conducting international synchronized skating competitions when held in the United States is governed by the then prevailing regulations of the International Skating Union, ISU. CR 5.00 Organization, Synchronized Skating Competitions Subcommittee. CR 5.01 The Synchronized Skating Competitions Subcommittee shall consist of A. A national vice chair for synchronized skating competitions who shall oversee the operation and conduct of synchronized skating competitions in the United States. B. A sectional vice chair for synchronized skating competitions from each section who shall perform those functions specifically assigned to them by these rules, as well as other duties as may be delegated to them from time to time by the chair. CR 6.00 Eligibility. CR 6.01 Officials of U.S. figure skating must be current members to serve in any capacity at a U.S. figure skating sanctioned event. If officials do not renew their membership by March 1 of the following year, they will be deemed to have resigned their appointments, and their names will be removed from the list of officials. Such officials include referees, accountants, music coordinators, announcers and ice technicians. CR 7.00 Appointment Process. CR 7.01 National Singles, Pairs Referees, National Dance Referees, National Synchronized Skating Referees, National Showcase Referees, National Theater on Ice Referees, National Accountants, National Music Coordinators and National Announcers may be appointed by the Board of Directors at any in-person meeting upon presentation of the candidate's name, recommendation and record by the Chair of the Competitions Committee. CR 7.02 Recommendations for National, Sectional, Regional and Certified 6.0 Singles, Pairs Referees, National and Sectional Dance Referees, National and Sectional Synchronized Skating Referees, National Showcase Referees, National Theater on Ice Referees, and National, Sectional, Regional and Certified 6.0 Accountants may be made in writing by any of the following. A. The President or a duly authorized officer of the candidate's home club. B. The President of U.S. Figure Skating. C. The Sectional Vice Presidents of U.S. Figure Skating. D. The Chair and any Vice Chair of the Competitions Committee. E. The Chair, Sectional Vice Chairs for Singles, Pairs of the Judges Committee in the case of National and Sectional Singles, Pairs Referees. F. The Sectional Vice Chairs for Dance Judges of the Judges Committee in the case of National and Sectional Dance Referees. G. The Sectional Vice Chairs of the Synchronized Skating Competitions Subcommittee in the case of National and Sectional Synchronized Skating Referees. H. The National Vice Chair of Theatrical Skating Competitions in the case of National Showcase and National Theater on Ice Referees. CR 7.03 Recommendations for appointment for a national, sectional, regional and certified 6.0 singles, pairs referee should include a summary of the candidate's qualifications. For example, actual figure skating experience and knowledge, judging experience and ability, actual refereeing of sanctioned figure skating competitions, proper judicial temperament and results of referee's examination. 1. Candidates for national singles, pairs referee must be at least a sectional singles, pairs competition judge to be appointed. 2. Candidates for sectional singles, pairs referee must be at least a regional singles, pairs competition judge to be appointed. 3. Candidates for regional singles, pairs referee must be at least a non-qualifying singles, pairs competition judge to be appointed. 4. Candidates for certified 6.0 singles, pairs referee must be at least a silver singles, pairs test judge to be appointed. The national and sectional dance referee should include a summary of the candidate's qualifications, for example actual ice dance experience and knowledge, judging experience and ability, actual refereeing of sanctioned ice dance competitions, proper judicial temperament and results of referee's examination. 1. Candidates for national dance referee must be at least a sectional dance competition judge to be appointed. 2. Candidates for sectional dance referee must be at least a novice sectional dance competition judge to be appointed. C. National and sectional synchronized skating referee should include a summary of the candidate's qualifications, for example actual figure skating experience and knowledge, judging experience and ability, actual refereeing of sanctioned synchronized skating competitions, proper judicial temperament and results of referee's examination. 1. Candidates for national synchronized skating referee must be at least a senior sectional synchronized skating competition judge to be appointed. 2. Candidates for sectional synchronized skating referee must be at least a junior sectional synchronized skating competition judge to be appointed. D. National Showcase and National Theater on Ice referees should include a summary of the candidate's qualifications, for example experience, temperament, competitions attended, U.S. figure skating number, etc. 1. A candidate for a National Showcase referee A. Must be at least a regional single, pairs, or sectional dance or synchronized skating referee, and B. Must have acted as an assistant referee for at least one National Showcase competition. 2. A candidate for a National Theater on Ice referee A. Must be at least a regional singles, pairs, or sectional dance or synchronized skating referee, and B. Must have acted as an assistant referee for at least one National Theater on Ice competition. E. National, sectional, regional and certified 6.0 accountant, national, sectional and regional music coordinator, and national, sectional, regional and non-qualifying announcer should include a summary of the candidate's qualifications, for example experience, temperament, competitions attended, U.S. figure skating number, etc. 1. A candidate for a national or sectional accountant must have attended at least one sanctioned accountant's school or seminar or maintained the number of continuing education units, SUs, required by the competitions committee during the preceding 4-year period. 2. A candidate for regional or certified 6.0 accountant must have attended a sanctioned accountant's school. CR 7.04 The recommendations for national appointments should be sent: A. For national singles, pairs referee or national dance referee, to the appropriate sectional vice chair of the competitions committee. B. For national synchronized skating referee to the appropriate sectional vice chair of the synchronized skating competitions subcommittee. C. For national showcase or national theater on ice referee, to the national vice chair for theatrical skating competitions. D. For national accountant, national music coordinator and national announcer, to the appropriate sectional vice chair of the competitions committee. E. To be received at least 60 days in advance of the in-person meeting of the board of directors at which the candidate is to be considered. CR 7.05 The sectional or national vice chair will add a recommendation for appointment and forward the complete file for A. National singles, pairs referee, national dance referee, national showcase referee and national theater on ice referee, to the chair of the competitions committee. B. National synchronized skating referee, to the national vice chair for synchronized skating competitions. The national vice chair for synchronized skating competitions will add a recommendation and forward the complete file to the chair of the competitions committee. C. National accountant, national music coordinator and national announcer, to the appropriate national vice chair who will add a recommendation and forward the complete file to the chair of the competitions committee. D. To be received at least 20 days in advance of the in-person meeting of the board of directors at which the candidate is to be considered. E. The chair will present all candidates' names, records and whether recommended or not, to the board of directors at its next in-person meeting for consideration and appropriate action by that body. CR 7.06 The chair shall advise the appropriate sectional vice chair to notify the applicants club and the applicant, with a copy to the chair, of the decision of the board of directors relative to the appointment of national synchronized skating referees. CR 7.07 If the decision constitutes appointment, the date of the notification shall be the effective date of the appointment and a copy of the notification shall be sent to U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters for recording on the appropriate officials list. CR 7.08 The recommendations for sectional, regional and certified 6.0 appointments should be sent. A for sectional, regional or certified 6.0 singles, pairs referee or sectional dance referee, to the appropriate sectional vice chair of the competitions committee. B for a sectional synchronized skating referee, to the appropriate sectional vice chair of the synchronized skating competitions subcommittee. C for sectional, regional or certified 6.0 accountant, to the appropriate sectional vice chair for accountants of the competitions committee. CR 7.09 Within 60 days of the receipt of the recommendations for sectional, regional and certified 6.0 appointments, the sectional vice chair A will obtain recommendations and then review the complete file. B will consult with the appropriate national vice chair together with the chair of the competitions committee to finalize the appointment decision. C for appointment as a sectional synchronized skating referee. 1. The vice chair will obtain recommendations from appropriate members of the competitions committee and then review the complete file. 2. The sectional vice chair will consult with the appropriate national vice chair, together with the chair of the competitions committee, to finalize the appointment decision. 3. The sectional vice chair will notify the applicant of the committee's decision with a copy to the national vice chair for the referee education subcommittee, the chair of the competitions committee and U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters. CR 7.10 If the decision constitutes appointment, the date of the notification shall be the effective date of the appointment and a copy of the notification shall be sent to U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters for recording on the appropriate officials list. CR 7.11 To be certified as an ice technician for U.S. Figure Skating, one must be a certified ice technician, CIT, through the U.S. Ice Rink Association. CR 7.12 Prospective referees and prospective accountants. Prospective referees must register as such with U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters. Prospective accountants must register with the appropriate sectional vice chair for accountants. The sectional vice chair will, upon acceptance of the candidate, forward the registration to U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters and send a copy to the national vice chair for accountants. CR 7.20 School, activity, and examination requirements. CR 7.21 Lists of referees and accountants shall be reviewed each year by the chair of the competitions committee or a representative, and any recommendations for additions or deletions shall be submitted to the board of directors at its spring or fall meetings. CR 7.22 Schools. A for current referees, credit will be given for service or attendance at qualifying and selected non-qualifying competitions in lieu of attendance at a school. B for promotion and new appointment of referees, hands-on training and experience at qualifying and selected non-qualifying competitions are favored over attendance at schools. C. Accountants must attend at least one sanctioned accountants school or maintain the number of continuing education units. CEUs, required by the Competitions Committee during any 4 consecutive years. 1. Failure to attend a school or maintain the number of CEUs required by the Competitions Committee may constitute adequate reason to deny selection to officiate at sanctioned competitions. 2. A second failure may constitute adequate reason for removal from the official list of accountants. D. To maintain their certification, technical accountants must attend a school or have hands-on experience according to the guidelines maintained and posted on the U.S. Figure Skating Members Only website at usfsonline.org under the Accounting Central link. CR 7.23 Member clubs or interclub associations wishing to host sanctioned referees or accountants schools or seminars shall A. In the case of schools or seminars for singles, pairs referees or dance referees, obtain the written permission of the National Vice Chair for the Referee Education Subcommittee of the Competitions Committee. B. In the case of schools or seminars for synchronized skating referees, obtain the written permission of the National Vice Chair for synchronized skating competitions. C. In the case of schools or seminars for accountants, obtain the written permission of the National Vice Chair for Accountants of the Competitions Committee. D. In the case of systems schools or seminars for technical accountants, obtain the written permission of both the National Vice Chair for Technical Accounting and the National Vice Chair for Accountants of the Competitions Committee. CR 7.24 The requests for permission shall be supported by written statements indicating the dates, proposed plans, personnel and fees, if any. CR 7.25 Member clubs or interclub associations which host sanctioned referees or accountants schools or seminars, or the referees or accountants in charge of the event shall, within 4 weeks after the closing date of the school or seminar, furnish the appropriate National Vice Chair a report of the school or seminar, including a list of all persons participating or in attendance, including the registration number of each referee, accountant, prospective referee or prospective accountant. Such a list shall also be sent to U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters. CR 7.26 Activity Requirements. A. All national referees, in order to be selected, must have participated either as chief referee or assistant referee in an international, national or sectional competition or as chief referee of a regional competition within the past 4 years. B. All sectional referees, in order to be selected, must have participated either as chief referee or assistant referee in a qualifying competition within the past 4 years. C. All regional referees, in order to be selected, must have participated, within the past 4 years, either as chief referee or assistant referee of a non-qualifying competition or as assistant referee of a qualifying competition. D. Any national or sectional synchronized skating referee who has served as a chief or assistant referee in any qualifying competition or chief referee of any selected non-qualifying competition shall be given credit for such service. E. If a referee is not selected during any given 4-year period to referee a competition that is needed to maintain the above activity requirements, the referee may notify the chair of the competitions committee who will take action to see that the referee is selected. If such a referee is selected and declines to participate, the referee shall not be selected again except at the direction of the competitions committee chair. CR 7.27 Examination. A. There will not be an annual examination for current referees. B. For promotion and new appointment of referees, a written exam will be administered and will be geared specifically to the appointment or promotion requested. C. Accountants will take an annual examination or maintain the number of continuing education units, CEUs, required by the Competitions Committee. 1. Failure to submit a satisfactory examination by the deadline or maintain the number of CEUs required by the Competitions Committee may constitute adequate reason to deny selection to officiate at sanctioned competitions. 2. A second failure may constitute adequate reason for removal from the official list of accountants. 3. In every case, the deficient accountant will be advised of the failure and the proposed action, and will be given an opportunity to explain in writing the reasons for the failure. The final decision relating to approval of the use of the accountant will rest with the chair of the Competitions Committee pending action by the Board of Directors. 4. Following action under CR 7.27, C1, and CR 7.27, C2, the chair of the Competitions Committee will notify, in writing, the 3 vice presidents and the vice chairs of the Competitions Committee of such action. CR 8.00 Formal complaints against competition officials. CR 8.01 Subcommittee to hear complaints. A. In the case of complaints against any official at a competition, other than a judge or technical panel official, a subcommittee will be appointed by the chair of the Competitions Committee and will consist of 1. The vice president from the officials section. 2. The national and sectional, from the officials section, vice chairs from the appropriate category on the Competitions Committee. 3. Athlete representatives who are athletes as defined in Article 21, Section 2, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws to comprise at least 20% of the subcommittee, appointed jointly by the chairs of the competitions and athletes advisory committees, and 4. Such other members as the chair deems appropriate, not to exceed 10 members. B. Complaints must be made in writing to one of the persons identified in Rule 1506, A. C. Complaints are limited to repeated serious error by an official, repeated inconsistency in temperament, a pattern indicating a lack of mental or physical ability to perform effectively and reliably as an official, actions on becoming an official or ineligibility under other U.S. figure skating rules. D. Complaints must be filed within 60 days of the incident and disposed of no later than 60 days after the meeting of the subcommittee following the complaint. E. Officials must be given a copy of the complaint and an opportunity to answer, and the opinion of the officials appropriate. Sectional vice chair must be heard. CR 8.02 After review of the complaint, the subcommittee will vote whether to absolve the official of the complaint or whether corrective action is necessary. If the majority vote is that corrective action is necessary, the subcommittee will consider whether or not a program of counseling and retraining will sufficiently address the complaint. The subcommittee will only vote to reprimand, demote, suspend or remove an official, or, in the case of national-level officials, recommend that the Board of Directors reprimand, demote, suspend or remove an official, where the subcommittee has deemed by majority vote that a program of counseling and retraining is not sufficient corrective action or where counseling and retraining has been identified, but the official in question has failed to complete the counseling and retraining program in a timely manner. CR 8.03 In addition, to the extent the complaint involves an alleged ethical violation, the subcommittee will refer the complaint to the chair of the Ethics Committee for review and determination as to whether a disciplinary proceeding should be initiated per Article 25, Section 1, B, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. CR 8.04 Dispositions must be in writing and furnished to the official, the administrative, legal group coordinator, the chair and the appropriate vice chairs of the Competitions Committee and U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters. CR 8.05 The official may appeal the disposition of the subcommittee, within 10 days of the date of the determination, by filing a grievance using the procedure set forth in Article 25, Section 1, A, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws and Rule GCR 3.00. The Grievance Committee Rules, GCR 3.00 through GCR 9.00, will apply to an appeal of the subcommittee's disposition. CR 8.06 Confidentiality concerning the subject matter of a complaint and the parties involved must be maintained by all parties and participants until the process is finalized. CR 8.07 An official demoted, suspended or removed in accordance with CR 8.00 may apply for reinstatement to their former or to a lower classification through the chair of the Competitions Committee only after the expiration of 1 year from the effective date of demotion, suspension or removal. Upon receipt of such application, the chair of the Competitions Committee will consult with the subcommittee to determine whether reinstatement is appropriate. Action on the application by the subcommittee will be by majority vote. Upon action by the subcommittee, the chair will so notify the official, Copies of notices will be sent to the Administrative, Legal Group Coordinator, the Chair and appropriate Vice Chairs of the Competitions Committee, the members of the Subcommittee and U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters, and in the event of favorable action by the Subcommittee, the date thereof will constitute the effective date of reinstatement. CR 9.00 Inactive Status. CR 9.01 Inactive status for a one-year period may be granted by the appropriate National Vice Chair on the Competitions Committee. Upon written request by a referee, accountant, technical accountant, music coordinator, announcer or ice technician. Such inactive status may be extended for 1 year, if requested, but inactive status may not exceed 2 years. CR 9.02 During the period of inactive status, an official is not subject to the requirements of Rule CR 7.20 but remains on file at U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters as an inactive official and receives all communications directed to officials of the same type. For example, referee, accountant, technical accountant, music coordinator, announcer or ice technician. An official is not eligible to officiate at competitions while registered in inactive status. CR 9.03 Upon written request of an inactive referee, accountant, technical accountant, music coordinator, announcer or ice technician for reinstatement to active status, the appropriate National Vice Chair will designate the activity needed for the candidate to regain full active status. CR 9.04 If an inactive referee, accountant, technical accountant, music coordinator, announcer or ice technician does not request reinstatement to active status by the conclusion of the 2-year period, said official will be deemed to have resigned their appointments and will be removed from the list of officials accordingly. CR 10.00 Retirement or resignation of officials. CR 10.01 Referees, accountants, technical accountants, music coordinators, announcers and ice technicians in good standing who have served a minimum of 10 years at any level and who wish to retire voluntarily from all of their appointments will be awarded a certificate as Emeritus Official U.S. Figure Skating. The request for this status must be made in writing to the appropriate National Vice Chair on the Competitions Committee. This is honorific only and carries no right to officiate any competition. CR 10.02 Level 3 Technical Accountants, Certified Ice Technicians who have served at a U.S. Championships, and National Referees. Accountants, music coordinators and announcers desiring to resign some or all of their officials' appointments must submit a written notice to the Chair of the Competitions Committee to that effect. The Chair will accept the resignation and report such action to the Board of Directors at its next ensuing in-person meeting. If the official has resigned all appointments, the official's name will be removed from the list of officials at the meeting unless other action is directed by the Board of Directors. CR 10.03 All other referees, accountants, technical accountants, music coordinators, announcers and ice technicians desiring to resign their appointment must submit a written notice to that effect and the reason for resigning to the appropriate National Vice Chair on the Competitions Committee. The Vice Chair will accept the resignation and notify U.S. Figure Skating Headquarters to remove the official's name from the official list of referees, accountants, technical accountants, music coordinators, announcers, and/or ice technicians. CR 11.00 Honorary Appointments. CR 11.01 Honorary National Referees, Accountants, Technical Accountants, Music Coordinators, Announcers and Ice Technicians are appointed by the Board of Directors from amongst those officials who resign as per Rule CR 10.02. Recommendations for such appointments are made by the Chair of the Competitions Committee, supported by information from the appropriate National Vice Chair as may be deemed necessary by the Chair. B. Certificates will be awarded to those appointed. C. Officials in the honorary classification will be eligible to be reinstated to an appropriate active classification per Rule CR 9.03. Should the reasons for their inactivity cease to exist. Dance. DCR 1.00 Authority. DCR 1.01 The Dance Committee is a permanent committee pursuant to Article 16, Section 1, of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. DCR 1.50 Responsibility. DCR 1.51 The dance committee is responsible for a. The composition, conduct and manner of performance of all ice stance tests. b. The passing marks and judging standards for ice stance tests. C. All matters relating to ice stance in competition not otherwise delegated to the competitions committee. DCR 2.00 Organization. DCR 2.01 The dance committee shall consist of the chair, a vice chair for each section, a vice chair for music and such other committee members as are appointed in accordance with Article 18 of the U.S. Figure Skating Bylaws. DCR 2.02 The members of the committee shall be divided according to the section in which each resides and shall report to the sectional vice chair for such section. In addition, as directed by the chair, a committee member shall report to any other vice chair as deemed necessary by the chair. DCR 2.03 In order to facilitate collaboration and cooperation between the dance, judges and competition committees in matters of mutual interest to them, the chair of each committee shall be an ex officio member of the other. A. The National Vice Chair of Dance Development on the Athlete Development Committee will be an ex officio member. DCR 3.00 Functions of committee members. DCR 3.01 The sectional vice chairs shall be responsible for the work of the committee within their respective sections, as well as the performance of such other duties or functions that may be specifically assigned to them by these rules or as may be delegated to them from time to time by the chair. DCR 3.02 The vice chair for music shall be responsible for the development of music suitable for ice dance, as well as for recommendations for sources and the timing, means of playing and reproductions of such music. DCR 3.03 In order to facilitate the work of the committee, it is the duty of each committee member to participate fully in the policy determinations of the committee as a whole, by discussion, contact with ice dancers, correspondence and voting.